Don't you just hate it, guys, when you get ready to go out on a nice day for a bike ride, get all your gear ready, you get ready to go, you come out, get your bike ready to go, and you see a flat tire. Man, such a buzzkill. So for today's video, I want to show you guys how to replace the rear tube on a rear hub e-bike. It's really no different than a regular bike. Everything's pretty much the same concept, same idea. The only differences are you just have to disconnect the motor from the wire that's going back to it, that goes to the controller. So why don't you guys join me on today's fix. We're fixing a flat tire on e-bike, the rear tire. Come on. So, first thing you want to do is, of course, identify what tire, what tube you're going to need for the tire here. And it just so happened to be, I don't know if you guys can see it on this one, but this is a 27.5 by, I believe it's a 2.4. It's really hard to see. It's right, usually where you're going to find that is right here on the tire. You'll have the tire size, the tube, well, basically the tire size, and you just need to look for a tube that fits in it. Most tube manufacturers will manufacture a tube that will be 27.5, and the width, so 27.5 is the size of the tire, the diameter, if you will, of the tire, you know, the whole circle for the tire. And the other number, the 2.4, is going to be the width of the tire, right? You know, that width right there. So you need to find a tube that's going to be 27.5 and up to 2.4 max in width. So most manufacturers, when you buy them online, they're going to have a range on the width. But you'll find a 27.5 by like 1.9 to 2.4, something like that. So that's the first thing you want to do. Either go to your local bike shop, buy the tube, search online, your favorite retailer online usually would have it, and get that thing ordered if you don't already have it. So the tube I ended up finding online is this, looks like it's made by Slime. I guess it's got this Fix-A-Flat slime fluid inside of it. So when you get a puncture, it'll automatically plug it up. And as you can see here on the size 27.5, again, is the diameter. And it fits any tires between 2 to 2.4. So that's gonna fit my application here. And this is a Schrader valve. There's different types of valves. You wanna identify, make sure you're getting the right valve. So you have a Schrader valve option or a Presta valve option. It looks like it's used mostly on professional bicycles, the Presta valve. And your more common one is the Schrader valve, which is what you see like on your bike tires, your car tires. That's a Schrader valve that you're using. So identify your valve. Here in the United States, majority of them are Schrader valves, unless it's again a professional style bike, maybe like a racing bike, they use that Presta valve. But this is a Schrader style, and you can tell just by the shape of it. You know, the Presta valves are usually a lot thinner and longer, but that's how you would know which valve you have. More than likely you have a Schrader valve. But anyways, so we have this tube, and we're gonna get this tube installed. Here on this, we're gonna pull out the old tube and put in the new tube. And let's see how this goes. So part of the challenge you're gonna find is how am I gonna get this tire off this bike? Typically, you know, your old school bikes, you just flip them upside down on the handlebars. You have full access to the tire. I'm gonna attempt to do that with this, but my concern is, you know, this bike has all of these, you know, it's got the rear view mirrors, it's got the phone mount, it's got the display, it's got the basket. So I'm gonna give that a shot and hope that works. If not, I might have to figure out another way to jack the back of the tire up, the back of the bike up, so that I can free the tire from it. But typically that's the way I do it. I just take the old school way, so fingers crossed it works. Make sure before you do this, if you do try and flip the bike upside down, make sure you take the battery out. Makes the bike a lot lighter, okay? If not, you know, I mean, you can, but it just makes the bike so much heavier with the battery. You can save that weight when you flip it over. Why not? You know, so take the battery out. Yeah, that's probably about 20 pounds right there. Yeah, so just very gently, I placed it down real nice and gingerly, like. It looks like it's holding, it's pretty stable, not going anywhere. I don't need much just to be able to get access to this. So the flip over method still works. Let's go. Okay guys, so the next step is we're gonna work on getting these bolts loose. These are just covers, these come off like so. Get those loose. Look at anything that might need to be disconnected from the bike here, and it looks like we have a cable here with the connection point, some zip ties that just need to be snipped. I can replace those after I do that. And on this side, it looks like we have, let's see, where's that going? That's a light. That's not gonna affect me, so I can leave that alone. We have the gear system, the derailing system cable. That doesn't need to go, that's gonna stay on the bike. So it looks like just on the other side there, that connector right there is the only thing that needs to be disconnected, and we need to cut this zip tie here. Once we do that, then we'll loosen these bolts, and then we will work the tire. We'll work the tire out of the frame here, which might take a little finagling. So let's get to it. So with the zip ties cut, and this just separates like so. I kind of pre-separate it just to show you, make it easier for me. And just make sure you be real careful that you don't bend any of these pins. You want to make sure they go right back in the same way they came out. And on the connector here, you'll see, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little arrow. See that? See those arrows? Those arrows have to align when you make that connection again. That just ensures that the pins all go in the correct spot back in there and stuff. So just take your time and take note of that. And but that's pretty much it. You take that off, take these bolts off, and we'll have to, you know, when we pull it out, the disc brake mechanism, this will just slide right out of the calipers brake system here. And we'll have to just kind of we'll have to disconnect the chain link, and that's pretty simple. You just do this, you just pull that up like so. Let me try and do this one-handed. And then when you do that, it gives you a lot of slack on here, and then you're able to pull that out of there right there. All right, so we're gonna take off these here, these little covers. Those come off. And then we're gonna loosen these guys. Press and wrench. Get the right fit here. I'll get this kickstand out of my way over here on this side. And on this side, make sure I got the right fit. And then I'm just gonna loosen this guy up very carefully because I don't want the bike to fall on me. These are really tight from the factory, just so you guys know. Make sure you have a good grip on it. Just hold it nice and tight and just pull up. So you're gonna be going counterclockwise. And I already kind of pre-loosened it, just you know, off camera, because they were really tight. So here you go. So you just go like that. And then now it's nice and loose. You can completely remove it. Might be the better thing to do. Make it easier for yourself. It's got this little washer here. And then we'll go do the other side. Jiggle. Oh yeah, it's ready. So we just gotta get this chain off of it now. You know what, maybe what we'll do is we'll take it off the main front sprocket. Get it nice and loose here. Just kind of slowly work its way out. Being real careful. You can see it's just coming right on out. Nice and slowly. And now we're able to work with the tire and change that tube out. So now we have the tire free from the bike. And I like to lay it down with the disc brake side up. I just don't want to damage it. And I just feel that's a better way to do it. You're not gonna hurt anything really on this end. It's just the sprockets. And so I'm gonna have to put that guy back in there. The little washer kind of came out. There's like a little washer here, you see. This guy kind of came out on the other side. It looks like a key. It's like a keyway. It only goes on one way, so. All right, so let's go ahead and get that tube out. And let me show you how I do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this tube out. And what I'd like to do is I'm gonna remove the outside, or the rim of this side of the tire with like I don't recommend a screwdriver. If you have like some kind of plastic wedge of some kind, I happen to have some handy dandy tools for this. I think they're trim. I think they're trim removers, like for the interior of your car to pop the trim out. I like using these for the bike tires because they're plastic. And it's not going to do any damage to the tire or the rim or anything as I do this. So let's go ahead and do that. So I just slowly work my way around the tire here. I'll kind of wedge. What I'll do is I'll take this and I'll wedge this in here like so, and just kind of pry the tire out. Show you what I did. Just kind of wedged it in there, you see that? And sometimes you could just like drive this thing down. Right? See how I'm doing that? You just kind of pull it towards you, just like so. And you're just kind of prying it all out, you know? So the tube want to come out with it already. You already see the tube coming out. That's fine. Make it easier for me. Like so. All right. So, see that? And now I just have to pull the tube out. And usually what I do is I'll focus on where that Schrader valve is right there. Pull that guy out of the rim first. So, just gonna peel this back, pull this out. Gets a little stuck there with the Schrader valve. It's out, that's it. Just like so. Bam, see that? It's out. Simple. Just reverse the process, put the tube back in, tuck everything in nice and neatly, mount it back on the bike, tighten everything up, and you're good to go. So let's give this a try. Okay, so here's the new tube. Take it out of here and just take a look at it. Let's see what it looks like. Make sure we got the right size tube and everything ready to go here. Just like so. It's got all this stuff, keeping it nice and tight in that box there. Well, you can really feel, so this is like, this has that slime fluid inside of it, which is like a fix-a-flat kind of thing. You can feel it. If you squeeze this thing, it's kind of squishy and it's all in there. So, which is awesome. And next time, if I'm somewhere and I get a puncture, if it seals the leak, great. If it slows the leak down, just as great. At least it lets me get back to my car and I can do the repairs. If it doesn't completely repair it, I can at least get back to my car to get home to do the repair. I'm not trying to do it out in the out in the streets. But you can see this. Let's do a little comparison between the two. Pretty much gonna be the same size, same thickness and everything. And this one even has the size written on it there by Slime. And then does this one have it? I don't see it. Oh wait, yeah, it does. Here you go. There's your size. So I know I got the right size here. Exactly the right size, so perfect. This guy, I'm gonna throw in the recycler. Hopefully it can be recycled into some other rubber pieces later on in the future. And this guy's gonna go on the tire, so let's do that. Okay, so we got it all buttoned up. Schrader valve sticking out. Tires all put back in. See that? And it's ready to go on the bike now. So I'm gonna go ahead and remount it back on the bike. One thing to note, when you're feeding the tube into the tire, make sure that you're feeding it in so that it's nice and, you know, it's not twisted. You're not twisting it in there. So you don't end up like with a twisted tube, because that will damage the tube when you go to blow it up. Make sure it's sitting in there nice and flat. Tuck it in so it's nice and flat. You'll know what I mean when you're doing it. So it's nice and smooth in there, and ensure that everything goes in. And as you're tucking it in, to keep it secure, just keep, you know, pop the tire back in its rim after the tube's in. And that kind of holds everything in together. And you just work your way as you're doing it. Just keep working your way. Shoving the tube in, nice and flat. Push the tire back into the rim so that it's sitting on the little lip, inside the lip there, and it holds everything in nice and tight. Okay, so let's get this mounted on the tire, back on the bike here. Okay, so we have the tire back on. I just wanted to kind of bring up a good point. So when you're putting the tire on, you'll notice you have these little grommet things. They're kind of keyed, you see that? So what these do is these install in a way, and they fit in a certain way, because this actually, the axle has flat ends on both sides. And as you can see on this, it's got flat ends, right? So when you install this, this is to go like this, and you want to make sure that's seated in that little groove there. And what that does is that kind of keeps this shaft from rotating freely, if you will. It's kind of like a, it's another secure way to ensure that this tire is mounted correctly to the frame, because there's a lot of torque in these motors. And when you throttle it, you don't want, you know, this to come slip or to slip loose or whatnot. So what these do is these secure the shaft to the frame, and it keeps this as one piece with the frame while the wheel gets to spin freely. So this doesn't kind of rotate on its own, which is, it's really critical that you make sure that when you put this tire back on, that this little notch is sitting like so on that shaft there on both sides. See, this side has it too. See that? So make sure that's in there like that. And when you're installing this tire, be real mindful of how this wire is sitting. This is the power wire to your motor. You don't want to damage this. So just be real careful, take your time, and everything will fit right back in the same way it came out. And this will just mount like so, the way it used to be, just right in there, like that. So, all right, let's get this buttoned up. All right, well, there you go. All ready to go, all buttoned up. Everything's tightened down. Connectors are reconnected. Got all the, everything zip tied that was zip tied before. Air in the tire, filled it up to 42 PSI per the recommendations of the manufacturer. And I'm ready to ride. So let's go riding now. Thanks guys for watching me on this video. And guys, again, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. We're bringing more e-bikes and more all things sustainability. And we have some shows we're coming up. We're going to be going to coming up here in Los Angeles for e-micro-mobility and all other sorts of things, sustainability as well, is what my channel covers. Anything that has to do with sustainability, I'm going to bring it to you on my channel. So if you're interested in that type of topic, you're more than welcome to come join me on my journey and hit that like, subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the road. Catch you later.